I know I've done a lot of penny boxes and a lot of nickel boxes lately, but I'm really on a mission to get these Hunt and Fill album series as complete as possible. So for today, we have episode number 23 of the Penny Hunt and Fill series, boxes 32 and 33. Hey everybody, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to my channel. As I stated in the intro, we have a couple of penny boxes to hunt today. A few episodes ago, I had a pretty good couple of boxes, so I went back to that bank and grabbed another one of those boxes. But most importantly, last episode, we had a couple of really good penny boxes from a bank I don't normally get them at, and I went ahead and grabbed another box from that bank. So this is the same bank as the last episode, 22, and this is the same bank as episode 21. Hoping we get some spot fillers for the album. Now, as a reminder, if you haven't watched the first 22 episodes, I always have a link to the playlist starting from box 1, both down below and up here, so that you can check it out before watching this episode. Now, if you're all caught up, you'll remember in the last hunt, we were able to get 4 more additions to the album. So now the album has 165 spots filled out of 234. We pretty much have every cent from the Memorial Series from 1959 through 1999, other than the 2 small dates, which we'll have to see if we ever can find those. Now, once we get into the Wheat Cent Series, we are missing a 54S and a couple of cents to complete page 3, but the majority of the finds are from 1942S and back, with a ton from the 30s still needed and doable ones needed. And then, of course, the 20s and the teens will be difficult, especially the 09s. That being said, we are continuing to make progress on this book. I don't know when the first episode will happen that we get no additions and no upgrades. Hopefully it's not today, but we are starting to close in on when they're getting even more difficult to get anything for the book. All right. As I stated before, I always open my boxes to make sure I don't have uncirculated cents. I did pop the top to this one. I did take a peek. We do have circulated pennies. And of course, the holes in the bottom of this one allow me to see that we have circulated pennies as well. And we'll do a live opening on box 2 after we complete box 1. We've talked long enough. I'm eagerly anticipating a good penny box. Hopefully it's this one. And as always, I'll bring you in on my first find. We're on roll number 3 and we have our first Wheat Cent find of the hunt. Pretty early enough, so that's good. And it's going to be a 56 Denver. On the board, 56D. Roll 5, Wheat Cent number 2. 1942, is that a 42S? It is. We know we needed that one because it's the last spot of that page that I was talking about from 42S back is what we needed. It's not the best struck coin, but you know what? 42S nonetheless. One we needed, earliest find. 2 Wheat Cents, 5 rolls. Roll 6, third Wheat Cent already of the hunt. 57 Denver. Roll 14 will give us Wheat Cent number 4. It's just a 1950 Philly, but I'll take it. Roll 15, Wheat Cent number 5. Another 57 Denver. Roll 21, Wheat Cent number 6. Wheat Cent number 6 is a 1941, so we'll check it for any of the doubling at the date, which I don't see. On Liberty, I also don't see it. And then, of course, on the motto, which it is not. Oldest find of the box, though, 1941 Philadelphia. It's been a bit since I've had a find, but we're on roll 36, and we do have a Wheat Cent. It'll make 7 for this first box of the hunt. And it's the oldest again at a 1940 Philadelphia. Roll 37, Wheat Cent number 8. And that's a 44D, I believe. It is. I will check it for that D over S. There is some damage there, but that doesn't line up with how it's supposed to look. Could be a different variety, could just be some damage. Let me do a little homework and confirm it, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing. But I just want to make absolutely sure before I dismiss it. Confirmed, just a 1944D. Roll 40 is going to have Wheat Cent number 9. It's pretty corroded. I'm hoping that means it's older, but we'll see. Nope, just a 1955 Denver. Roll 49, been a little bit slower of a box this last half, but we will hit 10 wheat cents for the hunt. Fortunately, it's just another 57D, which we have 3 of now. Well, we finished that box, and you know what? It was above average. We did get 10 wheat cents, and I'll always take that. But most importantly, we got that 42S that I needed for the book that I know for sure. So we at least have 1 album filler through 1 box. We got 2 Canadian cents, 3 59s, 1 69S, not the DDO, of course. And I did pull aside a pretty nice 1972D. The one we have in the book is brown. This is almost red brown. Maybe it's an upgrade. We'll have to see. On top of that, pretty good amount of copper, almost 2/3 a cup of copper, and I don't get that much in my boxes, so that's a good start as well. Let me go ahead and get this box moved to the front, and we'll do a live opening to reveal any possible enders next. All right, box number 2 of the hunt, box number 33 of the series. Be nice to get a nice ender, but we're not expecting it. Let's take a quick peek. Looks like we have a pretty good amount of copper, actually, and I am curious to see the date on this one. It's not going to be a wheat cent, and we'll take a quick peek at this one as well. Looks like it's going to be a 1980 something as well. All right, you guys know the drill. We'll kick it off with roll number 1 of box 2, and I'll bring you in if and when we have a find. Roll 53 of the hunt's going to give us wheat cent number 11 of the hunt, first of this box. It's just a 56D, but gets us on the board. Roll 54, wheat cent number 12. It's another 57 Denver. Just grabbed roll 55 out of the box, flipped it around, and it's damaged as well, but that is a wheat cent ender, as you can barely see. Let's see what wheat cent number 13 is going to be. Wheat cent number 13. Let's get it the right way up. Oh, yeah, that's going to be tough. Let's see if I can scope it and see what it is. I don't know. Looks like it could be another 57 or something. Let me see if I can clean that away with a toothpick and bring you back. Well, I cleaned it away with a toothpick, and it looks like it's going to be a 1944 Denver. It's tough to see. It's pretty beat up, but it's a 44D regardless. Roll number 58, wheat cent number 14, and that's a 45 Denver. Roll 62, wheat cent number 15, little corrosion on it as well. And I think that's another 1956 Denver. And it is. Wheat cent 15. One we have a few of. Not one for the book. Roll number 70. Wheat cent number 16. Already saw it. Obverse facing 1944 Philadelphia. Roll 71, and we're going to have it. Looks like an oldie. I saw a 20-something. And take a look at that. A 1926D. I don't think we have a 26D, to be honest. I think we have a 26P, but a 26D is a little bit lower mintage. Not a key date, not the 26S semi-key date, but still a pretty nice find, and that's an oldie with a mint mark. I will take that. Hopefully that's 2 now for the album. We'll have to see. Same roll, and we've got another wheat cent. This is going to be number 18, and it is a 1953 Denver, I believe. I just want to double check, and it is 53D. We'll take it. Roll 72, wheat cent number 19, and that's a 42 Denver in pretty good shape. We found that 42S earlier. Now we've got the Denver counterpart. Roll number 75 of the 2-box hunt, and we will have our 20th wheat cent found. The 20th wheat cent found is a 1950 Denver. Same roll. Wheat cent 21 is a 52 Denver. We'll take it. Roll number 78 of the 2-box hunt, and we're going to have wheat cent 22 now. 12 in this box, 10 in the last box. And that's a 42 Philadelphia. Roll number 80, we'd sent 23. Box is doing fantastic, and that's a 1950 Philadelphia. Roll number 91, we'd sent number 24. We'd sent 24 is a 1946 Denver. Let me just make sure that's a Denver. It did look a little suspicious. It is, just some damage. 46D. Roll number 92, we'd sent number 25. And that's another 1957 Denver. We're on roll number 95 of the 2-box hunt, and we're going to have weed scent number 26. And it's a pretty nice 1950 Denver. Well, we have finished box number 33 of the series, the second one of the hunt. 100 rolls hunted that yielded a total of 26 wheat cents. Most of them are 40s and 50s as usual, and once again, we failed to get any from the 30s, although we did get that 1926D, which I think we need, as well as that 42S, and that will make a couple of spots if I'm correct. Hopefully, we might fill another spot. I'll have to double check, or maybe some upgraders. We did get a couple of Canadians in the 2 boxes. We got 759s. One was really nice, 59 Denver. We got a couple of pretty decent 64Ds and 3 69Ss. None were the DDOs. On top of that, we filled the copper cup, and in my area, 2 boxes filling a copper cup is pretty dang good. Another good set of boxes for my area that makes me happy and optimistic that maybe a couple of more boxes in the future will be also good, and we'll keep an eye out for those as well. Now that we got all the finds on the board, let me go ahead and see and double check if we have any album upgraders or album fillers. All right, we have finished double checking the finds with the album. We did not have any upgrades. There was a couple of close calls, but I decided not to pull these out of the cardboard and put another one in and loosen up the spot. They weren't good enough to really say, I'm going to add it and upgrade it. But we did have 2 additions. Obviously, we called it in the beginning that 42S does fill a spot, and the 26D filled a spot. 28 million minted on that one, so that's another good find, another tough find, and I'll take it. After 33 boxes, we now have 167 out of 234 spots filled. We are making progress every 2-box hunt. I said at the beginning, I wondered when we'd get a 2-box hunt that yielded no finds for the album. It's probably coming up pretty soon, but I think there's still quite a few of feasible finds that we can still fill in this album, especially in the 30s. If you're enjoying this penny hunt and fill series, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting. And thanks for watching.